Oh, hi there! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're not back, but you're here anyways. Already confusing myself, not even 20 seconds in. But anyways, yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've been on YouTube, and of course, it all has a reason. It's not that I was tired of making videos or anything like that. I really enjoy making videos, but I feel like this year is like flying by. I can't believe it's August, but then again, lots of people say that for different reasons. For me, it was because it was a difficult year. I think I'm late to the party that people were having last year when the pandemic began, and then you were forced to be with yourself for so long, and then you develop this weird relationship with silence and with being alone for too long. Because for my 2020 I was working and I had to go out every day, so it didn't really feel different. Of course it felt different in a way that, well, it's a freaking pandemic, of course it's gonna feel lots of things. But it didn't feel different in a way that my routine hadn't changed a lot. I was still going outside, I was still working somewhere else, taking the metro, all this stuff. So it was actually in 2021 that everything changed for me, because I quit my old job and then I went full-time freelance slash self-employed, and that's when things started getting a little bit how can I describe it, like personal or intimate in a way, because I was alone by myself all day, left with my thoughts and left with my ideas and the goals that I had for myself and my business and whatever I wanted to do moving forward. And let me just tell you that before you learn how to deal with yourself and how to cope, not how to cope, but how to deal with your time and discipline yourself to do the things that you actually want to do, it's a big learning curve. Let me just tell you that. Oh wait, I think I'm gonna talk in the video right now. Wait. No? Alright, I'm just looking at you. I don't know. I don't understand myself, so I hope you just ignore me as I'm ignoring myself. Oh my god, that sounded so mean. But it's because it was not that take, it was this next one that I'm gonna talk, so I'm just gonna let myself talk and come back later. Wait. It's another day. I'm gonna try to finish those today. I've never done this many before. I only did like, I think 4 like at once. So this feels like a lot. Let's go. I'm thinking of adding like tiny blush on their cheeks. Let's see. Okay, that was a little bit awkward. Like giving myself time to talk when it's still me talking. Anyways, you got it. It's just a video. It's just pre-recorded, so I don't need to pretend like it's weird, because it's really not. But what I was talking about is the whole dealing with time, and you are the only one who has to figure out what you have to do with your days and your time and your hours and your weeks. And that could be a little bit challenging if you're used to, how we navigate life, always following instructions. In school, we're always told what to do, what to study, what's coming next, and what to prepare for, and exactly what to read, these kind of things, what book to study from. Then college and university is exactly the same. You have a schedule and things are there for you. You don't need to organize the content. You just need to organize your time to follow that content. But then when you become an adult and you dive into the world of, you are your own boss, not only for the work, but also for your time and whatever you want to do. Like, there is nobody telling you what to do. There's nobody telling you what goals to set for yourself. So not only you have to deal with the organization of your time, but also the organization of your mind to follow whatever instructions you give them. So it's kind of a learning curve that we don't really have when we're students somewhere else, or in life in general, I think. Maybe, of course, people have different experiences, so it's not exactly that nobody has this kind of life experiences, but for most people, I believe it's kind of like you feel kind of lost when you become an adult, because you don't know how to navigate through this new phase of, oh, suddenly I am in control of everything, and anything that would happen to me, I have to make it happen. I'm sure you would relate to it in some sort of way. If it's not work related, it will definitely be hobbies and free time related, because we're also the ones in control now. We don't have parents telling us that we have to go to language class, or I don't know, do some kind of sport that we're not really into, but we've been told to do. So basically, in my case, what happened is that what I was telling my mind to do, and I think as an artist these days with social media, it's kind of what everybody kind of tells our brains to do, which is to grow your audience and, you know, keep making content and show up in all these social media platforms and keep growing in there, and then grow your business to tailor content to that audience, and then just repeat, like rinse and repeat. Every day you make content, and then you post stuff, and then you wait for it to grow, basically. Which is very much easier said than done, of course. Because I think everybody would want to grow in a platform, and everybody would like to have a small business that gives you that supports you to keep making what you want to make, right? And those are two complicated things, because you already have that journey as an artist. As you go through a life as an artist, you have to develop so many skills and learn how to draw and paint in so many ways, like so many things inside style, inside mediums. You know, there's a lot to explore, and that's great, but it's a challenge, because you still have to figure out what you like, what you feel comfortable with, and what you want to do moving forward, right? And this is going to change a lot, because you change as a person, and so your expression as a human being through art is going to change as well. But then there's also that whole other side of social media that we have no control of. It's changing all the time, and it's all free, so people can really compete, quote unquote compete, in a way that it's very crazy, because there is no limitations to what people can do. It's just whatever they want to do. And some people have a threshold of like a limit, a boundary that's very low. Like some people are used to being pushed and being forced to do a lot, so that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna repeat what they know, and they're just gonna do so much that they drive themselves mad, because they're just doing too much, overworking all the time. And some other people have this kind of barrier inside, and like they protect themselves, and then they just don't do a lot of work. But then it means that they kind of fall into the spectrum of feeling like it's not enough, like nothing is ever enough. I'm never doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm never on top of my game. And of course you can also feel both. You can feel like you're overworking, plus you're not good enough. I feel like us artists in this day and age are prone to feel those things. And I tend to think about it in a way that, well, every job, every workplace is gonna have those ups and downs, and those those good sides and bad sides. And those are the bad sides of being a self-employed artist in this day and age. But it doesn't mean that we have to let it be like that. It means that we kind of have to learn how to balance it out and not let it take control over us. So those are my thoughts in general. I could talk about this all day, and I did for my patrons for a long time. But I wanted to talk today about where I fall into that spectrum. And as you can see, I had a little wrist brace right there because I overworked a lot during my first few months in this new situation. So I couldn't do much for months because my arm was just hurting too much because I had overworked and I didn't even realize I was overworking. I could feel it coming, but I just ignored it because I wasn't that mindset of like, no, I'm not doing enough. I have to do more, I have to work more, I have to create more, I have to put out more stuff. And then I just kept working. And what followed was basically months and months of bad mental health and physical health because they go together, right? There are diseases that come from your mind being sick, and then you fall into this rabbit hole of paying attention to the physical symptoms, and then you kind of go crazy, and suddenly it's just a lot. It's like a snowball that's so big and out of control, and it feels really, really daunting to try to stop it. And that's what happened to me this whole year. I had to stop a lot of things because it was just that stage in my life that I had to figure out how to work and live in a balanced way, not to let myself go crazy and not to let these negative sides and negative thoughts take control over my life, because that is not a good way of living, right? And one of the consequences of that was the very first time it happened. As you can see, I'm prepping for a shop update. I'm packing orders from my very first shop update in this year. Yes, it's that old. And I had to have my husband help me. Thank God that he exists and that he's always willing to help me. We always have so much fun. As you can tell by my face, I only laugh when I'm with him. It's ridiculous. All I do is laugh. And I had to have help because I just didn't understand that I needed to take control and take the wheel and let myself live the way I want to live, not the way I think I should. I will talk more about these changes that I had to make and what happened to me this whole year in the next videos, because I still have some old footage that I would like to compile into a video, and I want to make it kind of not too long, so I will keep the conversation going. It felt like it was so quick. But I appreciate that you're here and that you watched me make clay pins and do some things around the studio, and I hope I can see you next time on my next video, which is probably gonna be like in a week or two. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!